Hello all. Well, today the fog season has started. The fog is up high, but it'll get lower as the season goes on through to July. And then from July to August, it'll get higher. But during July, June and July, it'll be very wet and drippy. Let's go up here and listen to a very important video. Okay, the world's 60 largest banks have dumped $5.5 trillion into fossil fuel since the Paris Accords. The banks pledged to go to net zero greenhouse gas emissions not too long ago. The banks are enabling new coal and oil and gas projects to proceed despite the international science concessions that fossil fuel expansion is incompatible with limiting global warming to 1.5 C. Well, it's 1.2 C now and climbing. 49 banks provided 81% of the financing to the top 100 fossil fuel expanders in 2022. The U.S. financial giant J.P. Morgan Chase contributed $434.2 billion. Citibank contributed $332.9 billion. Wells Fargo contributed $318.2 billion. And B of A contributed $281.2 billion. These banks have been the worst offenders since the Paris Agreement in 2016. Our window of opportunity for keeping global warming below 1.5 C is closing fast. The door slammed some time ago, I'm afraid. Climate models warn of possible super El Nino before the end of the year. The last extreme El Nino in 2016 helped push global temperatures to the highest on record. If we have a super El Nino, the temperatures in the region could get 2 C above average, pre-industrial average. Now they've been saying that 1.5 C above average could probably end in the long term our food security, and we would end up having to eat a lot of food that has to grow in very hot weather. Lots of things that aren't very good. So your quality of food is going to go down. 2 C above average temperatures, I can't imagine what that's going to be like. But if we have this super El Nino, now I looked last night and studied it, and there's a huge Kelvin wave going towards South America now. Kelvin wave is a ball of hot water underneath the Pacific Ocean that travels to the east until it hits the South American coast and then comes back the other way on top of the ocean, which causes the El Nino. Now, unfortunately, this is a giant one. This is a very, very big one. And obviously things are changing very quickly. El Nino is developing much faster than just last week. Last week it looked more like we were in a neutral position. This week it looks like we're getting closer and closer to a big and nasty El Nino. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but the facts are what they are. And unfortunately, global climate change is enhancing El Nino and La Niñas. And as we see, the weather is in turn becoming worse and more violent and more severe as it goes on. Okay, with a lot of activity around, looks like the camera update is going to be sooner than later. Looks like May sometime. We may get a new camera and setup. That'll be nice, but it'll sure set the bank account down low. But unfortunately, this camera isn't doing too well, and its days are numbered. So I'm pushing for May for the new camera setup. All right, people. I appreciate all your comments, your ups, and your new subscribers. And until next time.